One of the things that we are all conditioned as customers is we're all conditioned to say no. That's how society and telemarketers has conditioned us to behave, right? When you walk in a mall and somebody says, "Excuse me, sir, do you have a minute?" No. So you've taken the time, maybe you ran ads in one way, shape, or form, you tried to build a list, and right now your list, your email list, has just been sitting there for a while. And quite frankly, you've considered maybe you've gone cold and it's pretty much a dead list. Today in this video, I'm going to be showing you 5 moves, 5 different type of email titles you could utilize, as well as what you should be saying if you want to be able to revive this dead list so that you can maximize, number 1, your relationship with your audience, and number 2, to have them thanking you for it, number 3, deliver value, and number 4, so that you can send them to your offers even if you haven't spoken to them in a while. In this video, I'm going to be taking you behind the scenes to a coaching call that I did so that you'll be able to see exactly what are the steps that you could be doing if you want to be able to reactivate this dead list. Let's begin. Welcome everybody to this session of Implementation Hour, where the goal is to help you apply and implement something awesome in 1 hour that would normally take people months to figure out. We are going to attempt getting that done in just a short hour. Now, the goal of today's session is a topic that we've actually never covered before, and I'm asking myself, right, how do I constantly raise the bar and apply and help you guys implement something through proven scripts, as well as a process that we have been doing in-house for a really long time. So I thought long and hard about it, and I've put down all of different steps with regards to today's session inside a slide deck. And when I use a slide deck, you know it's going to be pretty intense. One of the frameworks that I constantly talk about is how, when it comes to growing any business exponentially, it's really about just these 4 pillars, right? I've said it multiple times, and most of the time it's either, the first one is we can either focus on increasing the amount of leads that we get. So this could be our efforts on social media, our ads, our content creation, so that we can get more leads. Or we could double the amount, the conversions of our sales process, our funnels, so that we can increase the number of new customers that we get. We could double the transaction size of how much our customers are ordering. Or finally, we could increase the frequency of how often our existing customers come back. And if we can double any of these pillars, that's how we can double our business. And collectively, if we can double every single pillar, that's how we can achieve exponential growth and 16x our business. But I say, and the mindset that I would like all of you to have is, I would rather have your leads burn out because they are getting too many emails from you than them going cold because they weren't receiving any emails at all. Okay, so understand that when you are constantly in communication with your audience, the ones who like your content and your work, they're going to be the ones that stick around. And if you're not communicating with them, if you're not emailing them, if you're not texting them, they're going to go cold anyway. And it is way better for somebody to burn out than to go cold. So what is a reactivation campaign, and why is it important? Okay, so the way I look at leads, it's kind of like this. Whenever you get a specific email or somebody's phone number, there's really just 3 main categories. Okay, I'm going to walk you through these main categories, and I'm going to show you what it is that we do in-house in order to build up this reactivation campaign and to re-engage even though they might have gone cold or stale. Okay, so the first one will be this. Okay, the first one is any type of dormant or inactive customers. So these would be clients who haven't bought in a while. Okay, so if you've only sold anything in the past, right, and if you have inactive customers, so people that bought from you a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Now, why do we want to roll out this reactivation campaign? Here's why. But if you've been in business for a while, okay, The question to really think about is, how much do you think your business would be worth today if you could have kept every single person or customer or buyer that has ever bought from you in the past? I mean, just think about that for a second. Like, it would be crazy, right? Like, and that is the question I always think about. It's like, if I could just stop looking for new clients, and if I could only keep every single person that once crossed path with us and my business, how much do you think the business will be worth? And that's the question I'd like you to think about. So if you think about like how cold and hot a lead is, on the right hand side over here, okay, this would be existing buyers. Now, let me ask you this question. If you wanted to market and offer a product, would you say it's easier to market and sell to somebody that bought recently or somebody that bought from you a long time ago? Guys, let me know in the comments right now. Do you think it's easier to market and sell to somebody who bought recently from you or somebody who bought a long time ago? Right? 100%, right? Exactly. Recently, right? If somebody bought recently, the best time to send them is now because they just bought something recently. So these will be existing buyers. Now in the middle over here, let me just use maybe purple because it's not as hot. Maybe orange. Okay, orange. Orange is a good color, right? So this will be orange over here. Okay, now these would be people who bought, right? Past buyers. So sometimes the solution to scaling a business is not necessarily just looking for new customers and clients, which is what everybody's obsessed about, but rather thinking about, well, how can I just keep my existing ones, nurture the relationship, help them further, deeper, ascend them, or reactivate them, right? So in other words, to work on the reactivation campaign, we first got to make sure that we got to have our database ready. And if you're like most small business owners, the customer data is probably housed in various locations, right? Sometimes it's an email, sometimes it's a spreadsheet, sometimes it could be a drawer full of business cards, right? Or sometimes, for those of you, you might have put it into a CRM, right? But the first thing we want to do is you want to be able to have some sort of, customer relationship management, right? Whether it's to store the email somewhere and to tag them, okay? So let's talk about what's required in order to roll out this reactivation campaign. Okay, so step one is you gotta think about pooling all of your data in one single location, right? Preferably a customer relationship management software, right? Hint, hint, right? Cardnetics. Ultimately, whatever it is that you decide to use or that you're currently using, obviously you want to be able to house all of your contacts in one place, whether it's all of your emails, all of your text, phone numbers, right? And that's really step number one. Okay, step number two is to start tagging your segments and your data into specific buckets. Okay, so most of the time, reactivation campaigns, they would fail when your message isn't relevant. And what you want to do is you want to be able to start tagging your data and your contacts based on one of those three buckets. Okay, so it would be leads, right? Cold leads, people who never bought from you in the past, right? And you want to reactivate that segment. It could be past buyer, right? That has gone cold. Or number three, right? Current hot buyer, right? These are really just the three ways, the three main buckets anyway, to start tagging and segmenting your data. Now, the third one is then you're going to sort your database into the three types, okay? This is how you can label it, okay? It could be prospects, okay? Prospects is basically just the leads that you got, right? You could label them as prospects. And the goal here is to really re-engage them, okay? We'll talk about how to re-engage them. We'll talk about the text, the emails that can go out. The second type would be dormant customers. So again, they've bought in the past, okay? And now you want to be able to reactivate them, have them coming back. And then number three would be your active and existing clients. So this is where you want to retain and ascend them. So for example, like you guys, right? This would be the active clients, So what we want to be able to do is to create different campaigns that's targeting these different segments in your current business. Okay, so I understand that there might be a percentage, a minority of you that maybe you might not even have a list yet. So if you have a list, great, I'll show you how to wake up the entire list again based on the different segments. And if you don't have a list yet, well, at least you'll know what exactly needs to happen in order to really maximize every single lead that comes in. So what we want to be able to do is understand the different email campaign examples. And my goal here today is I'm not going to give you one campaign. I'm not going to give you two campaigns. I'm not going to give you three campaigns. I'm going to give you 5 campaigns, okay, where you're going to be able to pick and choose the ones that you like the most, the ones that's most relevant, and the ones that you feel, I mean, you can be applying and implementing all of them. So number one, the first one, credit goes to Dean Jackson, whom I actually learned this from about a decade ago. And he was the one that showed me where I learned the 10-word reactivation email. And it's literally under 10 words. Okay, let me walk you through what the first one is. Okay, the first one is literally just sending out an email or text that just literally says, what's the title? Okay, the title is first name. Please write it down. That's the title. Okay, so for example, if somebody receives it, it would be David. Okay, feels very personal, right? And the question that you ask is, are you still looking to result? Now, while I love this first angle, one of the things that we are all conditioned as customers is we're all conditioned to say no. That's how society and telemarketers has conditioned us to behave, right? When you walk in a mall and somebody says, excuse me, sir, do you have a minute? No. Right? You don't even know what it is, but the answer is no. Now, another reason why this first angle is extremely powerful is because one of the things that ISPs do is they will take a look and see if the emails and the broadcasts that you send out, are they actually just being replied to? And if they have a back and forth conversation, in the eyes of the ISPs, or internet service providers, it tells them that chances are this thing isn't spam. Number one, you got to understand how to import your contacts. So number one, please write down import contact. Okay, number two, you need to understand how to create a broadcast SMS or text. Or number three, you got to understand how to do a broadcast email. That's it. So all you got to do, right, is from a tactical standpoint, in terms of your CRM or your autoresponder or your text messaging provider, whatever it is you could be using, or Cardnetics, right? You just got to understand, how do I import these contacts and tag them the right way? Once I've imported them, how do I send a broadcast out? This could be text. Or number three, send a broadcast out, which could be email. So this next part is, if you want to be able to reactivate, something that I do once in a while to kind of engage, that doesn't really sell anything, is utilizing this angle. Some of you might have seen it, okay? And it's really just 2 parts to this. It's number one, story, and number two, when you're ready. That's it, okay? Let me walk you through exactly how that would look like, okay? So for example, this is an email that serves exactly that purpose, okay? Let me walk you through how this email sounds like so they can understand the structure, okay? So this email was titled, "The Moment I Decided Who I Didn't Want to Be." Now, I'm just going to read out this email over here so you can understand the nature of this email and why it's extremely powerful. Now, literally, this is the email. It's literally just something that happened that day. I was doing an event at Funnel Hacking Live. I was hosting a roundtable. And literally, at this event where there were 30 roundtables, I was the last person to leave that room that day. And when I went back to my hotel, this is the email that I sent out. So you might notice, you might say, Peng Joon, what's the whole purpose of sending this, right? There's no ROI in this. Okay, so notice that's the first part, right? That's the story. The second part is where you would have a very soft call to action. So this is after the signature. It's just when you're ready. Like I truly wrote this probably at 1 in the morning in my hotel room, okay? And you would be surprised when you come from the angle of authenticity and truth, your truth, how responsive your audience would be. So once a while, I don't always, right? This is another reactivation, right? A great way to reactivate. But notice what I say over here. It's just when you are ready, here's 3 ways I can help you grow your business, right? And it's just when you're ready, here's how I can help you result. Here's 1 way I can help you. Here's 5 ways. Here's 3 ways. I like going with 3. Okay. So what would that be? Sometimes it could be when you're ready. Here's 3 ways I can help you grow a business. Number 1, join us for our upcoming virtual event. Number 2, take the fill in the blanks. Number 3, speak to my team privately to see if you're a good fit to work with each other. Okay. So notice like it's a low ticket funnel, right? Or it could be high ticket application funnel. Now, what I've done in the past is my video scripts. Obviously, I've reached a certain level of scale where it's hard for me to create personalized videos, one by one. But I can tell you this was something I used to do about 6 years ago. Okay. Now at scale, once a while I might do a video if they are in a specific scenario. Okay, so for example, sometimes it will be like, hey, I noticed that you applied to work together with us, right? So anybody that applied to work together with us, maybe they might have received a video like this, where it's not going to be customized to every single person. But if you can take the time off, right, especially if you're starting out and if they're a high ticket client or a potential high ticket client or previous high ticket client, that 1 minute is going to be well worth your time. Okay, so this would be personalized videos. Okay, now again, you can take a picture of this, and when you're practicing it, right, you can just utilize this. What's the title of the email, says Thomas? Well, know that this doesn't need to be email, it could be text as well, right? It's all about the context, right? Sometimes it's just, imagine if they receive a text from you and all it says is, hey man, it's been a while, I just shot you this personal video. Now it's like, oh wow, it's, so understand that the messaging could be on email or text, right? Depends how you got the lead, right? If it's email, sometimes it could be casual. The email could be just catching up. The email title could be, it's been a while. Number 4 is, we miss you, or thank you, or we're sorry. It could be an email or a text. Okay? And this next angle, so depending on how long this relationship has gone cold or stale, angle number 4 is just coming from this angle. Okay, so it's basically, first I want to thank you for being one of our clients. It's basically what's made our business to what it is today. Second, sorry. You might notice that, I noticed that since your last purchase, we haven't done enough to get you back here. So perhaps we neglected this relationship. Did we do something wrong? Please let us know, and we'd love to win you back, right? So what do? This is when you give them a gift, right? So here is fill in the blanks, right? Here's access to our next event, our product. Here's a promo code that's going to take $50 off towards your next purchase. Next one, number 5, which is something you've seen me do a lot. Okay, number 5 is literally inviting prospect to event. Please write this down. It's been a while since. Okay, that's the text. It's been a while since. It's been a while since you bought my book, Platform Closing, and I want to be able to invite you to an upcoming event to show you how you can take this skill set to the next level, right? So now they're reminded, oh wow, this is a company that I bought from a while back. So notice I'm not being very specific, right? It's been a while back. So now if somebody bought from me 5 years ago, if somebody bought from me a year ago, 2 years ago, it still makes sense. Now, are you going to once a while receive a response that says F off? 100%, right? Like I said, as long as you have any type of offer, you're never gonna make everybody happy, right? And that's just the rules of the game, right? Every time you make an offer for anything, I want you to remember that 1% of your audience will not like you for just making an offer. And you gotta be okay with that. Well, I hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes to this coaching call. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway is. And as always, be sure to smash the like button. It does help the channel out a little bit. And to subscribe to this channel if you want to be notified of future videos just like this one. Now, some of you asking me, how can I be part of this process? How can I ask you questions? How can I have you coach me or mentor me? We want to make sure that we are working with the people that's the right fit. You'll need to fill up a form. There's a link right below this video. Somebody on my team might give you a call to interview you to see if they're right fit for each other. And if you want to apply and see if you're a good fit, then all you need to do is click on this link in the description box below and my team will be in touch with you.